Hi guys, what you just saw was me having the most insane amount of fun I've had in a very long time. Seeing as this thing looked a bit too clean and pretty as I unboxed it, I felt before I start talking about it, I really needed to take it out, play around with it, thrash it as much as I can, and get it a bit dirty, because after all, it is a four-wheel drive, so it deserves to look dirty. So this is a four-wheel drive by DHK Hobby. It is powered by a 2030 kV brushless high RPM motor, giving it an insane amount of speed off-road. Now, while the site states 70 kilometers an hour high speed, I highly doubt it goes over 40 kilometers an hour, but still 40 kilometers an hour on sand and dirt, incredibly awesome. The full chassis comes reinforced with aluminum and it looks extremely gorgeous inside and out. It also comes with hydraulic shock absorbers, so it has some seriously smooth bounce and can take a beating. It does run on a 3-cell 2600 milliamp hour battery, which gives you roughly about 15 to 20 minutes of driving time. You also get this very basic but very effective remote, which has all the functions you would need, which is steering, acceleration, and reverse, which also works as a brake when you're running at high speeds and you basically push the throttle to the opposite direction. You can also trim everything, and you can also set the maximum throttle speed. So if you want to give it to a novice to try out, you can actually dial that down in order for them not to basically just overdo it for the first time. Now, in my case, I have a bit of experience when it comes to four-wheel drives in terms of RC, because I do have a Tamiya TNX, but that is fuel powered. It is not battery powered. However, even though it's not fuel powered, battery powered is an insane amount of fun. Until it broke. Yes, unfortunately, after about an hour and a half of driving it around, it developed a bit of an issue, and that was when I started to accelerate, it was making a really weird noise. Kind of like a clanking noise, and I figured it has to do with the differential. So I opened it up, I took a closer look, and I could see that the differential wheel was not aligned properly, so it was kind of swaying back and forth. And it seemed like it got out of place because even the shaft wasn't running smoothly. You could see it was kind of offset. So after trying to adjust it manually and I couldn't do that, I brought it back home, I took it apart, I took the differential out and I took that apart. To my surprise, I noticed that most of the teeth on the differential broke off, and this was like after an hour of use, and it was extremely disappointing because I was having so much fun with this thing. Now, I did go online. I unfortunately, the site DHK Hobby seems to be offline at the moment, but I checked Gearbest, who sent me this for an unbiased review. I've checked Banggood, I've checked AliExpress, and they all seem to have the parts. The upside is that a set of gears costs like $2, which is pretty much nothing. And if you want to buy the whole differential, it's about $9, which probably is even more worth it because it saves you the time to stay replacing the gears, greasing everything, closing everything up. However, once again, it was a bit disappointing that after about an hour of use, and while I was thrashing it about, I wasn't trying to break it. I was simply enjoying it for what it was for, which is a four-wheel drive off-roader. Now, I do understand that every RC machine has to have a weak link, because ultimately, if that's not the weak link, something else will be, and then something else will break. Possibly something a bit more expensive than that. However, I was quite surprised that the gears are actually made of cast alloy, which is, as far as I know, it's quite a soft metal. So I was quite surprised that that is what they used. Now, unfortunately, I did a bit of research and I could not find up till now any upgraded gears for the differential. So if you guys know any, please let me know in the comment section below. I have ordered about 10 sets of gears. In terms of a machine, in terms of body, it is extremely solid. It is extremely powerful. The torque on this thing is insane, which is probably why the gears broke off so quickly. Granted that 1 hour of use is not that much. I wouldn't have expected them to break after an hour of use. But yeah, that happened. So in a way, I'm kind of happy that happened, because now I know where the weakest link is and I know what to expect should something go wrong. And next time I take this out, I can possibly take some tools with me and an extra differential with me, just in case. But then again, this is an RC hobby. It is an expensive hobby and it's hands-on hobby. So most of you who are into RC, you know that this is going to happen quite often. As for the machine itself, this was sent to me by GearBest for a non-biased review. No money has exchanged hands. All thoughts on this machine are my own based on this machine that I received right here. So if you guys want any more information, I will leave links in the video description. I would also suggest that for anyone inclined to purchase this four-wheel drive, I highly recommend that you invest in a little bit of spare parts. So I will leave links to where I purchased the extra gears just in case. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you have a good one.